All right, we are here. Week 3 NFL picks. We're back with some new faces, I guess. So we got Zach here for my team, and then we also have the same normal. Preston Pope is in the house as always. Say what's up, Preston. You're muted right now.
What's up, y'all?
There we go. All right, and then we have the return of Gage, aka the defending champ from picks
What's up,
last
guys?
year. The defending champ is back, and then
Yeah.
the regular season champ Eric Harrison is also back. So,
What's up, guys? How you doing?
all right.
Good
So
done.
last week was a pretty rough week. I guess it was kind of rough for everybody. The best people, there was like 4 people that went like 10-6. Everyone else went 8-8. Joel went 7-9. Kind of a rough week for him. But overall, the standings are still pretty close. We have currently right now 2 people tied for first with Taylor and Eric. And then we have Gledhill in third, and then me, Gage, Kate are all tied at fourth. We have Joel at 7th place. Preston and Kyle tied for last. So, but see, the thing is we're all within 5 games of each other. So, I mean, even though this week was kind of rough, I mean, I went 8-8. The worst person went 7-9, so it's not too bad. Best person went 10-6. We're kind of all even. Kind of a crazy week, but hopefully this week can be a little bit easier. I was looking at the games a little bit, and I think it's going to be a little bit easier. But I mean, we'll see. You never know.
I think so
You
too.
could always have some second guess. So, we're just going to go ahead and start with these games. So, the first game we have this week, we have Thursday Night Football tomorrow night. Tennessee Titans at Jacksonville Jaguars. Gage, I'll let you start this off.
All right, so I don't know how to say this, but I think it's a big chance for Jacksonville to get back on track after a tough loss to Houston, and Tennessee does need a rebound of its own after its loss to Indianapolis Colts. It is a Thursday night football game, though, so we'll go with the team that isn't dealing with the beef between its coach and star cornerback. So I'm going to go with the Titans on this one. I got 2014, Tennessee being the Jaguars. That's what I got.
Yeah, I agree, Gage. I have the Titans. I think they're in a better position to bounce back more than the Jaguars would. I know the Jaguars almost beat the Texans, which I was really surprised about that. But, Jalen Ramsey's on his way out. I mean, I think they were saying that he's probably going to be traded by Friday because they said he wasn't going to be able to be traded by tomorrow. Yeah, so
I heard Kansas City could pick him up.
yeah, it could be. I was hearing Kansas City, Baltimore, New York Jets. I was hearing all. I mean, obviously, I don't. Hopefully, the Patriots don't get him because that'd be the biggest L of of the year for everybody in the whole league. But we might have to boycott the NFL at that point. But I don't know. So I don't know if he's playing. I mean, if he is, this is his last game as a Jaguar, most likely. I just thought I'd mention that. But Gardner Minshew, he's not a bad quarterback. He can only do so much with Nick Foles and Nick Foles out in that terrible offense that they have. I just think Tennessee overall more well-rounded. I don't think this game will be as close. I don't think it'll be like a 1-point game. I think it'll be close, but I don't think it'll be as close as the game last week with the Texans. They held on there. I think Tennessee's going to win. I have a more of a boring, low-scoring game, 17-14. I got the Titans. So, Eric, who you got?
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Titans. They're a little more solid on offense right now, I think, and their defense isn't terrible. They obviously whooped the Browns earlier this year, and I think the Titans will come away with a pretty clean win here.
All right, and they were driving on the Colts to win the game. Keep in mind there, so they were in the game. Preston, who you got?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to trust my gut here and go with the Titans, obviously. I don't know. I don't see the Jaguars pulling off the dub here, especially with Gardner Minshew isn't bad, but at the same time, they just don't have the weapons, and with the Jalen Ramsey controversy, it's kind of like a tough position for them. So I think the Titans will come in and win a close divisional game. Derrick Henry is going to have some big plays, and so I say 21-17.
Eric, what did you say the score was for you? Eric?
What?
Eric, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Well, what did you say the score was?
I didn't say
21.
the score. You want me to make?
Yeah, if you want to.
All right. I'll do. I think the Titans are gonna win. I'll say 24-14.
Okay. So we all have
All right.
pretty close but boring. Zach, who do you got, bro?
Yeah, no, I got the Titans. I mean, I think they'll come in there to Jacksonville and get the win. With that young quarterback over there, Minshew, he's got some fight in him, but he's not a winner yet. I got a close one. I got Titans winning 24-20.
So close game. Very
Close
close game.
game. I think the home team, is going to have a late run for it, but they're going to come up short.
All right, next game we have the Detroit Lions going into Philly. Philly got banged up a little last week against the Falcons in a kind of a weird game against the Falcons. I was really iffy about that game, but overall I think I still had the Eagles winning. But they were kind of decimated. Deshaun Jackson got hurt. Alshon Jeffrey got hurt. So I know Deshaun Jackson's out for a couple weeks. But that's about all I know. For sure. I think this is possibly going to be a little bit closer than a lot of people think, even though it's in Philly. But I think overall the Eagles are still a much better team than the Lions. I know the Lions just upset the Chargers, but the Chargers are just overall not looking good right now.
Right.
So I think the Eagles being the better overall team, I think they're just going to outcoach. I think Doug Peterson's going to outcoach Matt Patricia in the end, and I think the Eagles are going to make enough plays to win the game, and hopefully Carson Wentz can stay on the field because he was kind of banged up. See, the thing about the Eagles with me is if they don't have Wentz on the field, they're screwed but the thing I'm starting to realize is Doug Peterson's really conservative with Carson Wentz. He doesn't trust him fully, and he's like he has a lot of faith in him, but he really just wants to keep him healthy. So they're being cautious with him. So they're gonna have to figure it out. I think the loss of the Falcons is a wake up call. So I think they'll bounce back at home. But I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. I'm going to say, still be kind of a decisive win for the Eagles, but I'm going to say 28-17, Eagles take the dub. So who do you got, Zach?
I'm sticking with the Eagles. I think it's a smarter pick. Lions, as you said, aren't looking too good as a whole. So I'm going to go Eagles, and let's see a score. I got a lower scoring game. Got 17-9. Lions can't score a touchdown. They're gonna kick 3 field goals.
All right, like it.
Mhm.
Who do you got, Eric?
You know what? I'm gonna have to go the Eagles too. I think that loss to the Atlantic Falcons is gonna be a wake up call for this team. Because they are a talented roster. They should be. I think they should have won last week. Honestly, there was a lot of injury. A lot of injury on their team. I'm not sure on the status on a lot of their players that were injured last week. But even with some of them returning, I think they'll have a solid game over against the Lions. I'm gonna say they win. I'm gonna say 21-17. I think it's gonna be close.
All right.
Or 21-20.
Nice. Gage, who you got?
Yeah, man, this is a tricky spot for the Eagles, man. Of course, like you said, they're dealing with injuries with Deshaun Jackson, Dallas Goedert, and Alshon Jeffrey being injured. I think they are both going to be out for 2 or 3 games before they come back. But the Lions did prove last week they're no pushover, though, with apparently improved defense finally complementing the offense. I think they're going to be more consistent this season. I don't know how the Lions are really going to do, but they're a lot better than I thought. It is at home, though, at Philadelphia, so I think it's going to come down to that pretty much. I think the Eagles are going to win 23-17. I think Carson Wentz will pull this team through at the end, and so, yeah, that's what I got.
All right, awesome. Preston, who do you got, man?
Yeah, so this weekend I just spoke to the one Lions fan in all of Oklahoma, and he said that the Eagles are going to win this game.
Okay.
Wow.
So, yeah, Eagles are at home. and obviously they've got some injuries on both sides of the ball, but they're the better overall team. They're more balanced, and I think Carson Wentz isn't going to have a big game, especially without having Deshaun Jackson as his vertical threat, but he's still going to have a good game and enough to win a close one in Philadelphia. So, say Eagles. Lions are going to beat the spread, though. It's going to be 24-23.
Wow, y'all had it really close. Yeah, I mean, I could very well see it. And
6.5.
Some players to watch out for this game is obviously Zach Ertz, because we know how Carson Wentz loved to target those tight ends.
Oh, yeah.
And now that Dallas Goedert's out and Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson, Carson Wentz really owned main target down the field is going to be Zach Ertz, so expect him to have a big game.
Definitely.
Watch out for him. All right, next game we have, the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. The Patriots are a 22.5-point favorite. Who's the Jets quarterback again? I forgot his name. He's at this
Gardner
point-
Minshew.
No, that's Jacksonville.
Gardner Minshew.
No, that's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Oh yeah, that's right. Folk.
Falk, whatever.
No, well,
Anyways, he's an undrafted guy.
Yeah, well.
They're on their third. They're on their third string.
It's gonna
Jets.
get ugly.
It's gonna get ugly. Jets are coming off of a 28-3 or something like that. 26-3, 23-3, something like that. Blowout loss the other 2 nights ago against the Browns. And the Browns didn't even look that good. The Jets were just that bad. Trevor Siemian broke his leg when getting tackled by Myles Garrett. It was a shit show, man. It wasn't looking good. The Jets are not looking good. Le'Veon Bell is carrying that team on his back right now. So the Patriots. The question is, are the Jets going to cover the spread? What do you think, Zach?
What is the spread?
22.5.
Wow. I would say no because of the past 2 weeks' performance from the Patriots. I mean, they're clicking on all cylinders on offense. Tom Brady's come in here just showing he's got more experience than everybody in the league, and he's out there to win. So he's a killer, man. I got the Patriots winning big. The Jets not covering the spread.
Oh, so what's the score?
Oh, gosh. Patriots going to score more than 40. The Jets going to score less than 14.
Dang, that's a big blowout.
Oh, yeah.
I can see it, though.
Close.
I can see it. I think it's surprising because I was looking at Dallas and Miami. Dallas being the 21.5. I was like, okay, well, that's more than the Patriots last week. Again, the Patriots were like 19.5 over the Dolphins.
Mhm.
I was like, but Tom Brady's kind of skeptical in Miami, and it's a division game. So I was thinking this game can't be worse than the Miami and Dallas game, but it actually is 22.5. So that's interesting. No, I completely agree with you. I think the Jets are not going to cover the spread. Actually, I think in Foxborough too. There's no way. I don't see it happening. This quarterback. Oh man. It's gonna be an ugly one, man. I have the Patriots scoring another 40 points. I'm gonna say that they win 42 to. I'll give them 2 touchdowns, 42-14. I think Le'Veon Bell will run in a touchdown, maybe get a receiving touchdown or something like that. But overall, this is a blowout in Foxborough, and yeah, Tom Brady's a little banged up with his calf. He was limited in practice today, but.
Mhm.
They're going to be fine. They got Antonio Brown. They got Julian Edelman. They got everybody else. So, Josh Gordon, this is a blowout. 42.
That's a lot of weapons.
A lot of weapons, man. 42-14. Easy dub for the Patriots. So, who do you have, Preston?
Okay, let me get this straight. You just gave the Jets and Luke Falk 2 touchdowns against the Patriots.
I gave Le'Veon Bell 2 touchdowns.
Le'Veon Bell 2 touchdowns? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I say Le'Veon Bell has a... What? No, we're doing like picks right now. But anyways,
Yes, we are.
Casares. But anyways, I say Patriots are going to win 35-3. But I think Le'Veon, I don't think they're going to get into the end zone, but I think Le'Veon will have another like 70-yard game or so, 70-yard game. Wow. But yeah, I don't think. Did they end up having negative passing yards last game? I know they did at the half.
I doubt it. I mean, I really hope not. I really would hope not. But I mean, I'll double check on that. But so you got Jets 30 or Patriots 35-3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, Luke Falk ended up having 200 yards passing.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's
Yeah.
actually not bad.
Yeah, he's pretty decent.
It's probably garbage time, anyways.
38.2 QBR.
Yeah. Oh God, that's
Wow.
terrible. All right, Gage, are they going to cover the spread or no?
You know, I agree with what everyone's saying. Of course, I'm picking the Patriots, but I would typically give an AFC East opponent at least a decent chance. But since it just comes down to who has the better quarterback and Sam Darnold's out with an illness, you have to go with Tom Brady. I got the score being 28-10. I think it won't be as of a blowout as people think it is, since it is a division rival. So, yeah, that's what I think. I think the Jets' defense is pretty decent, so I think they'll stop a few of their drives. So,
Their defense is good.
yeah, but
Is
28-10
CJ Mosley
Patriots.
still out?
What's that? CJ? Yeah, CJ Mosley's
Ooh,
out.
yeah, he's still
He's
out.
out.
Yeah, he's hurt. So you do have them covering the spread then?
Yeah, I do have them covering the spread.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, hey,
So-
hey, that's good, man. Eric, who do you have, man?
I'll keep it short and sweet. The Patriots are winning this game easily, like not even close. I think it's gonna. I don't even think. I think they're only gonna put 10 points up, and the Patriots are gonna put 40 plus.
Okay.
So just keep it sweet.
All right, easy enough, man. Next game, Oakland Raiders at Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota coming off of a tough loss to division rival in the Green Bay Packers. I was wrong about that game, but they started off slow, and that's really what kicked them in the butt in the end because they were low key coming back. Dalvin Cook had a really good game. He's back, man. Dalvin Cook's back. He's just got to stay on the field.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to stay on the field. The only thing that is really stopping the Vikings right now is Kirk Cousins, man. He is not playing that well. He's really the reason they lost this game. He wasn't able. I mean, he didn't really do anything. Again, he's not getting the receivers involved.
$1,000 to win
These guys are arguably top 10 wide receivers. I mean, Adam Thielen is definitely a top 10 wide receiver. Stephon Diggs, he's hovering over where he probably is. But either way, they got arguably two top 10 receivers, and they're not utilizing them very well. So Kirk Cousins has to play better. This Minnesota offense, if they can get the passing game going, they're going to be really dangerous because they have a solid defense and their running game is really good. So I still like Minnesota winning this division. I really do. I think they can put things together. I know they lost a tough one to the Packers, but I'm going to give them a chance. I'm going to give them a chance. It's still early. It's still really early. I still like the Vikings, and I also like the Vikings in this game. I'm going to say the Vikings get a big win. I'm going to say they put something really good together. I'm going to say they win 26-16. They beat the Raiders.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty big win. Raiders' first home or away game this year too, by the way. So yeah, Gage, who do you have?
Yeah, I have to agree with you, man. I have the Vikings winning this game. The Oakland through 2 weeks has given up the NFL worst 341 passing yards per game. So Kirk Cousins should have at least a decent week. He should showcase what he can do with his offense with Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. I got a pretty much similar score as you do. I got 27-17 Vikings winning this.
Awesome. All right, Eric, who you got, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. The Vikings, I think they have a much better offense. The Raiders have been giving up a lot of points, but keep in mind they did play the Kansas City Chiefs last game. It's kind of hard to not put up a lot of points to the Kansas City Chiefs.
They did look good for the first quarter.
They did look good in their first quarter, and they looked good against the Broncos. So, I mean, for me, is it at Vikings? Yeah, it's an away game for the Raiders. That's right. Yeah, I think that's what really. If it was at home, if it was at Raiders are at home, I think maybe they could win this game. But I'm gonna go with Vikings. They're gonna win this game. I think it's gonna be 31 to 27 or 30 to 27.
Okay, so higher game.
High scoring.
Yeah. All right, who do you got, Zach?
Yeah, no, I mean, I hate to agree with everybody, but it's, I mean, the Vikings are home, and they're, they need to get back on track and start winning a few games together. So I got the Vikings, similar score. I got 28-10. I just think the Raiders are just going to be lacking in their first away game this season.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could be. And the Vikings need a big win, so we'll see. Preston, who do you have?
lost your pick.
Yeah, so this is an interesting game. I feel like the Vikings can be really good this season if Kirk Cousins steps up to the plate. Through 2 games, 22 for 42, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. That's kind of unacceptable with the way Dalvin Cook has been playing.
Mhm.
I mean, how do you they need to do a better job of taking advantage of play action. If they do that, it'll open things up for Kirk Cousins, kind of like how they were able to do in Carolina with Cam Newton the year they went to the Super Bowl. So hopefully, if they get that going, they can start winning games. But as far as this game goes, I just don't think the Raiders are good enough to go into Minnesota and win. And Derek Carr hasn't been playing bad, and Josh Jacobs has showed some promise, but they're not going to be able to put enough points on the board against this Minnesota defense. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but Minnesota is going to win, let's say 17-13.
All right, so lower scoring game for Preston. All right, dope. So yeah, all right. So the next game everyone picked, right? Yeah, everyone picked. All right. So the next game we have is a possible game of the week right here. I hope it gets flexed because as of right now, this is a 12 o'clock game, and the primetime game is the Rams and the Browns. So I hope they switch these 2 games, and this ends up getting the primetime game because this game deserves primetime. We got a rematch of 2 top AFC opponents from last year. We got the Baltimore Ravens going on the road in Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Last year, these teams played. The Ravens, I think, in my opinion, the Ravens should have won this game last year. But the Chiefs ended up pulling it through in overtime with the crazy Patrick Mahomes play in the 4th quarter. And I think the Chiefs won by a field goal in overtime. But this was a really good game. Obviously, the Ravens right now are looking really, really, really good. So are the Chiefs, though. So I mean, this is setting up to be the game of the week with Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes are probably the 2 MVP candidates of the league right now. Up there with Dak Prescott as well. So I'm gonna let you start this game off, Preston.
Yeah, so I'm kind of looking at the stats right now, and wait, did LaShawn McCoy play in Week 1?
Yeah, he did. I think he did pretty solid Week 1.
Yeah, a very low scoreline though.
So last game he had seemed like he had a good game though.
Maybe it was last game.
But then again,
Improved in the first one.
yeah, okay. So this is a really tough game to pick, just because of the Chiefs' defense. It's really going to come down to how the Chiefs' defense plays. We know it's going to be high scoring. Let's see what the over-under is 52.5 for Vegas, which, honestly, I would pick the over in this game.
I would too.
But, yeah, it's like we all know Mahomes and that Chiefs offense is going to be great. It's going to be what they do to stop Lamar Jackson and if Lamar Jackson really steps up to the plate. But got to go with the Chiefs here in this one. I think you'd be kind of dumb to pick against them, especially in Arrowhead. But I think it's going to be, the final score is going to be, it's going to be like the Rams-Chiefs game last year. Not that high, but I'd say like 42-38.
Wow. That would be an amazing game. I hope you're right because I'll be watching. I mean, I'll be flipping. Obviously, the Cowboys are going to be on, so I'll be watching them. But, I mean, I'm going to probably be focusing on this game a lot, too, flipping back and forth. So, I mean, it'll be a big game. So, Preston's got it 42-38 Chiefs. What do you think, Zach?
I was listening to what Preston, right?
Yeah, Preston.
What Preston had to say, and it was all good stuff. I am gonna pick the underdog. I'm gonna pick the away, the road, the guys coming in to wreck the party. I got Lamar Jackson with an upset win over the Chiefs. He's gonna show some speed and get sneak by a few past the Chiefs defense. So as far as a score, let's see. I'm going to go, it's going to be high scoring. It's got to be. You got those 2 high-powered offenses. I'm going to go 42-45.
Wow.
Ravens.
All right. I mean, y'all got it in there. All right. So, Gage, is this game going to be a shootout?
Oh, no, it definitely is. I don't think I'm as high scoring as both you and Preston, but I have the Chiefs winning this. I'm sorry. I think it comes down to who has the better quarterback. I know Baltimore put up a lot of points. I love this team. I love how Lamar Jackson in the past I think like 3 games. He has a pass rating of 100.5. This offense is legit. I think this is a great team, but I think it's an Arrowhead. It just doesn't seem. I think they'll put up a lot of points, but Patrick Mahomes will find a way to win at the end of it. So yeah, I got 34-28.
Awesome. Eric, who do you have?
Oh man, I'd hate to sound like a broken record, but I also think the Chiefs are going to win. Going to Arrowhead, it's not an easy place to play. Andy Reid makes sure of that. Patrick Mahomes, he's doing great this year. I'd say he's doing a little lower than he was last year, but that's to be expected. But he still looks great. I think it's going to be a shootout. It's definitely going to be a high-scoring game. Probably not as high as the Kansas City and Rams game last year, but definitely high up there. I have
twice in the uniform choices today. Not today, but
39.
less hats and more shirts.
That's crazy that you say that Mahomes is playing worse or a little bit worse than last year because he's got
Just
821 yards and 7 touchdowns through 2 games.
Hey,
Yeah, but I think he had like 10 touchdowns in the first 2 games last year, didn't
he
he?
did.
So he's just
I
down a
don't
little
think
bit.
get back to 50 though. That's kind of hard to do to get back to 50 touchdowns.
A lot of
No,
people
and that's why I
have
said
him-
it's to be expected.
A lot of people have him downgrading this year. I mean, realistically, it could happen. I mean, it's just naturally, it just happens. I mean, it's hard to do that twice.
That's just number wise though. That's not necessarily like as far as like level of play or the amount of wins the Chiefs are going to win, the amount of games the Chiefs are going to win this
Yeah,
year.
maybe not.
That's
I mean,
just
I
like
think-
that's just individual stats. That doesn't tell the whole story.
Yeah, I mean, we'll obviously see, but like I said, I'll be watching this game really well. As far as me, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Chiefs in this game. I think it's gonna be a really close game, but I have the Chiefs pulling through. I feel like Lamar, obviously Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are playing like really well, but they kind of came back to reality a little bit last week against the Cardinals at home. I thought they were gonna blow them out, but they ended up making it close. So the Cardinals actually aren't looking too terrible. But, I mean, I just think overall, when in doubt, pick the better quarterback. I think Patrick Mahomes is better, and if they get into a shootout, I trust Patrick Mahomes and the receiving threats of the Kansas City Chiefs over Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens, as good as their defense is, can stop the Chiefs good enough. But I also think that the Chiefs can't stop really anybody because their defense isn't that good. So I think it's going to be a shootout regardless. But I don't have it as high scoring as you guys do. I'm going to say Chiefs win 34-31. I think it's going to be this could possibly be the game of the week, but I got Chiefs pulling through in the end. So big game there. So the next game we have is okay, my phone's being dumb. Hold on a second. Next game we have is dude, what's going on? Nope, not the Titans. Anybody want to get this next game because my phone's being dumb?
That's funny.
Denver Broncos at Green Bay Packers.
All right, we'll just do that one. All right, Gage, go ahead, kick us off.
Well, I think early in the Packers went over the Vikings last week. I think it appeared that the offense had found its groove to match against that dominant defense. I have to give it to Eric Harrison. You did predict that the Packers would be better this year. Their defense has stepped up. Aaron Rodgers still playing fantastic. I think that Vikings game really did show that he could probably win the division again. So that's why I got the Packers winning at home again against the Broncos because Joe Flacco is not – he's not doing too bad, but the Broncos defense is not the same. So I got the Packers winning a blowout, 31-13.
I have the exact same score, Gates. 31-13. This is going to be ugly. Packers are going to blow this team out. Packers, I don't think people give them enough credit for their defense. It's really good right now, which they haven't had. They haven't had it in the past. Right now, like they're really balanced again, which is what they need. As far as Aaron Rodgers, I still think he got his groove going this game, obviously, but it wasn't consistent enough. Like And it happened the same thing in the Bears game. Because in the Bears game, he started off really hot, and then he kind of slowed down. And then the defense kind of did all the work.
Yeah.
It happened in the Vikings game, too. I think the first 2 drives, he threw 2 touchdowns, and then he slowed down again. So, I mean, Aaron Rodgers on paper isn't looking good, but, I mean, they're doing enough to win, which is all that matters, you know? But obviously this game, I don't think there's too much to worry about. The Broncos aren't really that good of a team. They should have beat the Chicago Bears.
Sure, yeah.
But, you know, I don't even want to talk about that game. But I just think the Packers, I have the exact same score, 31-13. This is going to be a blowout at Lambeau Field, easy dub. So, yeah. Who do you got, Eric?
Yeah, I also had the Packers. You know, as Gage pointed out, I thought the Packers were going to do a little better this year than they did last year. Their defense is looking really good. Not granted, it wasn't the best teams, you know, best the offenses in the league, but definitely a step up from what they had last year. And I think they're finally starting to get their rhythm down, you know, with Aaron Rodgers in the offense. I think those lack of preseason snaps hurt him a little bit. So I think they're going to win this game. Not I wouldn't say fairly easily, but fairly easily. I think it's going to be 28-13, 28-16.
Okay. And Packers?
Yeah.
All right. Who do you got, Zach?
I got 24-14 Packers. Broncos going to be in shooting distance, but not going to get it done.
Yeah, overall, Packers are a better team. I mean, there's no arguing to that either. Preston,
Yeah.
I'm guessing you have the Packers as well? Yes.
That reminds me of Shelby.
Yeah, of course I have the Packers. So I don't think they're going to score as much. I think it is going to be a close game. I think Joe Flacco is going to throw a pair of touchdowns. Yeah, he does have a pair. But not. So, yeah, I say 24-20.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons going on the road to play the Colts. The Colts are looking pretty good. With Andrew Luckless, I think they beat the Titans, and the Titans, are a team I think is kind of underrated this year. Titans were in striking distance to win the game, but overall the Colts defense came through, which I think Colts have a really good team. I know they don't have Andrew Luck, and that'll probably be their downfall in the end. But however, they were able to knock off a division opponent, and last week they almost beat the Chargers, or the week before they almost beat the Chargers too. I feel like in this, I'm not gonna pick this game first. But who do you have, Zach?
I for sure. It's
Falcons at Colts.
Yeah, I got the Falcons. They have too many weapons. They're too dangerous on offense not to pick them in this game. Colts defense is good, but the Falcons just too many weapons. So I got the Falcons over the Colts. I'm gonna go 28-20. I'll give the Colts 20.
All right, Eric, who do you got?
Man, this is probably one of the harder games I'd say to choose from this week. The Falcons looked really good against the Eagles, and the Eagles apparently had one of the best lines in the league. Even though the Eagles were dealing with injury, I don't think they're going to have the same performance that they did. They had a really lucky touchdown at the end to Julio. I guess not really lucky, but you know what I mean. But I'm gonna go with the Colts winning this one. I think they're gonna edge out. I think they're gonna edge them out just a little bit. I think it's gonna be a really close game. It's probably gonna end probably. I'm gonna say 19-21.
All right, Gage, who do you have?
I have to go with the Falcons on this one, actually. Even after a much-needed win that they had, the underwhelming Falcons need to get going in order to remain competitive in the NFC South with Drew Brees being injured, Carolina's not looking so well, and Tampa Bay. I think that's also they're in the division. It's Tampa Bay. I think specifically Atlanta needs to run the ball better in a matchup against a defense that allowed 124 rushing yards per game. Might be just what the doctor orders. So I think the Falcons, it'll be a close game, like Eric Harrison said. I got 23-21 Falcons.
Okay. Preston, who do you have?
Yeah, so I really like what Gage said about the Falcons needing to get the running game going because Devontae Freeman has been killing me in fantasy.
Non-existent.
Oh, my goodness, man. Non-existent. But I do really like the way the Colts have been playing. They lost a close one to the Chargers. I think in the first half they weren't really sure who they were. And then they finally got it together, like towards the fourth quarter, and it was just too late to come back. And Chargers ended up winning the toss in overtime. But Matt Ryan's been playing terrible. He's thrown 5 picks through 2 games. He needs to clean that up. And Marlon Mack has been killing it as well. So I think the Colts are going to win this one. I think it's definitely going to be a competitive game, though. So I'm going to say 20-17 Colts.
Yeah, I agree with you, Preston. I have the Colts winning this game. I know the Falcons are due to try to make a big run, especially with the Saints now. The Buccaneers and then the Panthers are pretty much effed up right now with Cam Newton being, injured and not healthy. So I know the Falcons are going to try to get a win, but I really like the Colts right now. I like what I saw from them last week. I like what I saw from them the past 2 weeks, and it just kind of puts the image in my mind that if Andrew Luck was actually here playing, the Colts would be undefeated and they would be favorites right now to win up there with the Patriots for the AFC Championship. So and they were low key my Super Bowl pick this next year too with Andrew Luck. So I like what the Colts are doing. They have a really well balanced team, good O line, good running game. Marlon Mack's been killing it. T.Y. Hilton, he needs to get more involved consistently throughout the game. Came up big against the Packers, or not against the Packers, against the Chargers, my bad. But in this game, he didn't really do that much. Eric Ebron got involved. But I think Matt Ryan's going to have a pretty ugly game against the Colts defense. I think the Colts defense are going to put a lot of pressure on him, and I think they're going to get the run game going. I know the Falcons got a big win over Philly, but I think Philly had that game in their hands, and then with the lack of injuries, they kind of just blew it. Credit to Julio Jones for getting that really big touchdown. Jake Matthews picked up that amazing block, who's actually an Aggie himself. So that was pretty cool to see. But overall, I think the Colts. I think it's gonna be a competitive game, like y'all said. However, I have it the other way around. I think the Colts win a closer one, 24-21. So I have Colts. All right. Next game we have the Bengals at the Bills. No, this is not Aide's game of the week, Preston, but you can start this one.
Did you just say Bengals and Bills?
Bengals at Bills.
Bengals at Bills. I mean, what were you going to say the Aide's game of the week was? The Giants and Bucks?
Yes, I think we're all on the same page on that one.
Nope. Daniel Jones is going to be fun to watch.
Wait, hold on. I think, what is the AIDS matchup? Oh, you know what? The AIDS match of the week might be the freaking, the Bears and Redskins.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. Another Monday night AIDS game of the week.
All right. We'll save it for there.
But, we'll wait till we get there.
All right, Bengals at Bills.
Bengals and Bills. Oh, man. So, Bills with the surprising 2-0 start. Granted, they played, the Jets week 1. Yeah, they played the Jets and the Giants. So, actually not surprising. The Bills are low-key kind of nice. Eric talked about their defense at the very beginning during before the season started. And Jared Allen, Josh Allen, my bad. He's got, guess who? Cole freaking Beasley. That's who he has in his as a wideout. But I think the Bengals, Andy Dalton hasn't played bad through the first 2 games. 729 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. I think the Bengals are going to come in and they're going to get a much-needed win. especially in order to compete, in that division, especially since the Steelers are out. I think the Ravens will still win that division. We'll see how the Browns play against the Rams. But the Bengals do have some things going for them, and I think they're going to get a much needed win. Like John Ross and what's his name? The other Bengals receiver have been killing it for me in fantasy.
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd. And then once AJ Green comes back, man, Andy Dalton has some weapons. It's just that defense needs to step up, and they need to get the running game going. Joe Mixon has been killing me. But to as far as the score goes, it's a 6-point spread, which is surprising to me with the Bills favored. But I'm going to go Bengals win 28-21.
All right, that'd be a big win for the Bengals, much needed as well. Zach, what do you got?
I got the Bills, man. Hopping on that bandwagon. Bills 2-0 start to the season. They're just going to keep it rolling. Once you get a taste of victory, you just can't let it go that easy. You know what I'm saying? So I got the Bills winning. Let's see. I'll give them 21 points to the Bengals. Are going to score 14. So no field goals, just touchdowns. It's going to be a clean, fun game.
All right. Gage, who you got, man?
Yeah, bro, I have to agree with you, man. I got the Bills winning this game. The problem is that even though he made good points about Cincinnati winning this game, they're still 0-2. They've allowed only 18.5 points per game, and this defense allowed 31 points per game. The Bills, though, I think they're doing a lot better with Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is progressing really well each week, and I think the run game will help them dominate the time of possession in this game against a team that's prone for 3-and-outs. So, yeah, I have the Bills winning at 24-20.
Yeah, so I totally agree with what you said, Gage. I mean, and Preston, you had really good points with picking the Bengals. I mean, I think they're honestly due for a win. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Bills. It's really hard for me to It's really hard for me to pick the Bengals right now just because they haven't been able to get it done. I know John Ross has been playing well, but really, Gage said it really well, And I said this even last year. The Bengals' defense was the worst in the league last year. And can you, if I asked you right now, can you name anyone on the Bengals defense? You probably couldn't, right? Exactly. Like, there's no one on that defense that's like, oh, that guy's good, So, I mean, Geno Atkins, but he's always banged up, So,
He used to be good.
yeah, and he used to be really good. So, but yeah, like I said, I think Gage said it really well. Their defense, gives up a lot of points, and that's why they lose. I mean, the 49ers went in there and they killed them. So, and I thought they were going to win that game.
Yeah.
49ers, they are looking really nice, though. I'll give it to that. Almost beat Seattle, but I think Seattle overall right now is kind of overrated. And I think the Bills, it's hard for me to pick them 3-0 just because, their first two wins were against the Jets and the Giants. So it's like, and the Jets game, they realistically should have lost that game because they turned the ball over too much. And then obviously the Giants. I mean, what do you expect? You're gonna beat the Giants. So I'm gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna take a risk, and I'm gonna say the Bills start off 3-0. I'm not really. This game is hard. This game is really hard. I could see it going either way. Nothing special though. 21-17. Bills win. I think Bengals are one of those teams. I think they're going to end up being trash regardless, but they always start off really good somehow. And, I mean, you can't really call it really good right now because they're still 0-2 at the end of the day. But I'm taking a risk. 21-17 Bills. So, Eric, who do you have?
Man, the Bengals, they're just not putting it together. And the Bills, they're looking pretty decent right now. They're 2-0 right now, I think. I have to go with the Bills. I don't think the Bengals are going to be able to put it together this week. I agree with you, Eric. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. I don't even think I have them winning 6 games. But
No, I don't think they will either.
I think they're always going to put up numbers because they have a talented receiving core. And they have a talented running back. They just nothing's clicking for them right now. So I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think the Bills are gonna win probably 24 to. I'll give them 2 touchdowns, 14. 24 to 14.
All right. All right, here we go, baby. The next game. Miami Dolphins at Dallas Cowboys. Gage, you always love starting off the Cowboys game, so I'll let you start this one off. Dallas is the 21.5-point favorite.
All right, hold on. I have, of course, the Cowboys winning. I got 35-9. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Cowboys are going to win. Ezekiel is going to have over 100 yards rushing. Dak Prescott's going to have at least 2 touchdowns, probably a rushing touchdown. Everything's going to be clicking. Even the defense will probably get some probably good fantasy points this week. There's really nothing much to say about the Miami Dolphins. They're garbage. One of the worst teams we've seen in NFL history, I think they're about to be. And they're going to keep the streak rolling. I got them going 0-3. And my God, they've only going to put 19 points in the first 3 games, I think.
Wow.
All right, Zach.
So that's
what
what
you
I
got?
No, I mean, I got the boys, man. They're going to keep the success going. Dak Prescott's looked really good. Yeah, given he's played some pretty weak secondaries. But, I mean, when you're feeling good, you're feeling good. And he's going to keep that going into the game against the Dolphins. So I like that score, 35. I'm going to give the Dolphins 6 points.
All right, field goal. 2 field goals. We like it. Eric, who do you got, man?
Man, this such an easy. The Dolphins. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be the Cowboys. The Cowboys are obviously winning this game. Not even close. Man, I have that defense going off this week. I don't think Miami's even going to score. I think they're going to get 1 field goal, and that's it.
Oh, my God.
1 field goal, and then Cowboys are going to have they're probably let up around 38 points. So I think it's going to be 38-3. Cowboys easily winning this game.
All right, Pete Pope, who do you got?
Yep.
Preston.
Cowboys 28-7.
What's the spread?
It's 21.5.
That's it.
21.5.
Tennessee and who?
What?
It's 21.5 Cowboys in the spread right now.
Oh, the spread's 21.5.
Wait, so you got Cowboys 28-7? Is that what
I
you
can
said?
make it a beer run.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're going to beat the spread.
Not much more to say?
You need a beer?
21-7.
You need a beer?
21 or 28?
28-7.
All right,
They're going to win by 21.
All right.
There you go.
All right, and obviously me picking last like I always do. So here we go. So let's start off with the Dolphins. So first of all, combined score for their 0-2 start. They have gotten outscored. You see this, boys? 102-10. 102-10. Let's just process that.
Yeah.
They're giving up over 50 points a game.
Right.
They got blown out by the Ravens. They got shut out by the Patriots. Cowboys going back home. I know the defense has been kind of like but I think overall they're just going to put it back together. The offense has kind of been getting it going. Dolphins are obviously in full tank mode right now. Ryan Fitzmagic. No Ryan Fitzmagic. It's Ryan Fitztragic. I hope Josh Rosen gets in this game and gets some reps. Without all jokes, I mean, just joking here. The Dolphins' only chance to win this game is this man right here, Bryce Petty, if he gets in the game. No, I'm kidding. In all seriousness, I think Cowboys are going to get another
Josh
big
Rosen.
win. I think their offense is rolling right now. We all saw it. They looked shaky in the first half or the first quarter against the Redskins, but I said that was going to happen. I said that they were going to probably start off really slow, but then they ended up figuring it out. They saw what Case Keenum was doing, stopped the short little routes. Offense got the defense going. Dak Prescott is looking amazing. Through 2 games right now, he is his stats are 51 for 62. So that he only has 11 incompletions in 2 games, 82% completion percentage, 670 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 pick. It was kind of his fault, but at the same time, Randall Cobb should have caught it. 7 carries, 83 rushing yards. So overall, Dak is playing really good. He's due for a contract year this year. He's got a lot to prove. This is I think the Cowboys would cover the spread. And I mean, can you really blame them? I mean, can you really call this game as not covering the spread? Like, I'd be very surprised if they didn't. Michael Gallup, it kind of sucks. He's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. He's getting surgery, but it's okay. Hopefully we don't need him this game. I think Devin Smith showed that he could step up this game and hopefully give more reps. I want to see these other guys get more involved this game because if it's a perfect game to do it, it's this game. Overall, I think the defense will play a lot better.
Hurry up and pick the Cowboys and let's move on.
I think Preston, let me pick, man. But I have the Cowboys 38-7. Not much more to say. I could go on, but Cowboys 38-7. All right.
Sweet.
Next game, we have the free dude. It's doing it again. Don't do this to me, man. Anyone want to choose the next game? There we go. Okay, Panthers at Cardinals. We got it. Panthers at Cardinals. So I'll go ahead and start this one off make it short and sweet. The Cardinals are going to win this game. Cam Newton overall is not healthy. They look terrible on the road, or terrible at home against the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers are not a good team at all. They made Jameis Winston look like an elite quarterback out there. The Panthers literally just have Christian McCaffrey to rely on, and Cardinals actually look pretty good right now. So Kyler Murray, first rookie. Him and Cam Newton are actually the only rookies in NFL history to throw for 300-plus yards in their first 2 games of the season. So Kyler Murray looking good. Almost let a comeback against the Ravens. I hope they can continue to go. I think overall they're just not good because of the offensive line, and they just don't have enough weapons. Larry Fitzgerald's always a good, reliable, but at the end of the day, they just don't have enough firepower on that team, especially defensively. And Cliff Kingsbury, I just don't think overall he's just an offensive-minded coach, so they're obviously just going to throw the ball. That's why Kyler Murray's putting up a bunch of yards. But I think the Cardinals will win this game pretty easily, honestly. I think the Cardinals are due for a big win here, especially being at home. Don't trust the Panthers right now at all. I'm going to say the Cardinals win this game 23-10. So, who do you have, Zach?
I like the Cardinals as well. I think Kyler Murray has brought the Cardinals to close games the past 2 weeks. He's let them on comeback both times, just made it closer than it should have been in some cases. I think this week he gets it done. This week he finishes it off. I do think it'll be a slower start for their offense, as it has been, but he'll get the job done in the end. Going 14-20 Cardinals.
All right. Preston, so I know this is probably
She runs like 11-1.
Who do I have?
Who do you have?
I'm doing some research on Kyle Allen to see if he can come in for Cam Newton. Because I am it's very sad about the way Cam Newton has been playing. They should have sat him out this year and rehabbed his shoulder. But yeah, I was gonna pick the Cardinals, but since you guys picked the Cardinals, it makes me think that the Panthers are gonna win. But I think I'm still gonna take the Cardinals. Kyler Murray is gonna get his first career dub, especially if Cam Newton doesn't play. I don't know. Maybe Kyle Allen will come in and surprise some people. But yeah, Cardinals are gonna win 21-16.
Okay.
Dude, one of
Eric,
the
who do you
dirtiest
have?
anchors I've ever seen.
Eric, can you hear me?
Wait, who's going?
What's up? Who's going?
I'm sorry, it's your pick. My bad.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Panthers winning this game. I think Christian McCaffrey is gonna run all over the Cardinals, and DJ Moore. I think that's who's gonna win. Just cause.
What's the score?
That score.
I'm gonna say super close. I'm gonna say 21-14. They win by a touchdown at the end.
God, after that shit show on Thursday night, I don't think I could ever pick the Panthers again.
I think they'll be better without Cam.
All right, we'll see.
And
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Gage, who do you have?
Yeah, bro. I have to go with the Cardinals. 23-14. That's why I have the score going. I do agree with Eric Harrison. They could play a lot better without Cam Newton because Cam Newton has looked terrible these past 2 weeks. Yeah, I know it might be because of shoulder injury or whatever, but I think David Johnson will take advantage of this Carolina defense. This defense has not looked as great. I know Luke Kuechly has done pretty well against Tampa Bay that week, but I see the Cardinals pulling this out. It's at Arizona, and I think Kyler Murray is actually doing pretty impressive the past 2 games. So, yeah, 23-14.
All right. So, next game we have is the wait, no, did you pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you picked. All right. Next game we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at San Francisco 49ers. 49ers looking really good right now. Mason Rudolph gets to start over the season-ending elbow surgery for Big Ben. So it might be a new era at quarterback. We could see it. A lot of people are high on this Mason Rudolph guy. I want to know what you think. Who do you think's going to win this game?
Yeah, no, I'm all about Mason Rudolph. I mean, he's an experienced quarterback at Oklahoma State. He's got a lot of potential. I think he's gonna do well in this game coming up. I got the Steelers winning over the 49ers, even though the 49ers are on a roll right now. I think the Steelers are gonna turn things around because they're always in the mix. They're a winning team as part of their tradition. I got the Steelers winning a close game, 24-17.
Gage.
Wow. I pretty much have the same thing he has, actually. I'm going to pick the Steelers in this game, 24-17. I absolutely agree with everything you said. I think Mason Rudolph will have a decent game. They did pick up Minkah Fitzpatrick. I don't know if he's playing this week, but the defense should be a little bit better. It's a tough task for him to do. I'm not a big Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think he's that great. I think he's not that great of a quarterback. So, yeah, I got the Steelers winning over this. I know James Conner's coming back. He's going to be healthy. And Juju Smith should put up decent numbers. So, yeah, 24-17.
You know what, Gage? You just convinced me, man. I have the Steelers as well. I think Mason Rudolph's going to have a really good game, actually. I'm telling you, I'm serious. I was seriously about to pick the 49ers this game. Their defenses looked really good.
Really?
But the Steelers, realistically, should have beat the Seahawks last game. But I think Mason Rudolph is due for, I know it's his first start. But he looked good, and I'm going to go ahead and pick him. I think 49ers are going to get shocked a little bit in this game. Deebo Samuels is getting involved. It's a big game. It's a risk. This is a big risk, but I'm going to go ahead and take an upset because you can't pick the favorites every time. So I hope Mason Rudolph does turn this team around. And I know I kind of freaked out after the first week, but at the end of the day, it was the Patriots. Come on, man. Like, the Patriots are killing everyone right now. So, yeah, I think the Steelers are due for a win, actually. I'm going to say that they win game-winning field goal, 27-24. So, yeah. Who do you have, Preston?
Yeah, man, you guys keep on stealing all my picks, dude.
Stealing.
And it makes me nervous that the 49ers are going to win if we all pick, like, the upsets. So, but I have to stick with my gut here. The Steelers are definitely due for a win. And I do, like, as much as I don't like Mason Rudolph, I think he's a good player. Shoot. I say, yeah, they're going to win 24-23. 49ers played well the first 2 weeks, but they played against pretty bad defenses. Their defense does look pretty good, though.
And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm seriously, like, on the 49ers right now. I think they're a solid team. I think they could possibly be fighting for a wild card in that division. I like them over Seattle right now. I really do. Their defense is playing really good. Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, I know we're probably not all big fans of him, but he's doing enough right now. So, 49ers fans, you guys have something to cheer about for sure. But I got the Steelers. All right. Who do you got, Eric?
I got the 49ers winning this game, Eric.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
So awesome.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. The Steelers are, I think, don't quote me on this, I think they're the third worst defense in the league against tight ends. And I think that's enough. It might not be the third, but it's somewhere around that. And that might be enough for George Kittle to go off this game and have a good game. I think Garoppolo is finally starting to get a little bit better back into his groove that he had. I don't think he's great right now at any means, but he's definitely playing better, and I think that'll help them win this game this week. I think the Steelers are going to suffer a lot more with Ben out. Just a little bit more. I've seen Mason Rudolph play. He impressed me the one time I saw him play, but I don't think he's going to work in the NFL. Maybe as a backup for the rest of his career, but I think the 49ers are going to win this game, Eric.
All right, what do you?
I think it's going to be relatively close game. I think the 49ers are. What's the spread on this?
I think 49ers.
Do you know?
4. I think it's 4. Is it?
I think it is, yeah.
The 49ers or the Steelers?
No, I think the 49ers are favored by 4.
49ers.
Okay, I think they're definitely going to cover it. I think they're going to win by a touchdown. But I still think it's going to be relatively low. I think it's going to be 14-7. Maybe.
It's 7. 49ers are 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I have them winning.
Okay. Wait, what'd you say the score was?
I'm gonna say they're gonna cover it. I think they're gonna win by a touchdown. It's gonna be 17-10.
Oh, low scoring. Okay. Cool.
Reasonable.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, this is a risk. But yeah, I mean, it should be a good game. All right. Next game we have the New Orleans Saints going on the road to play the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle, in my opinion, right now is probably the worst 2-0 team. If you just ask me that, I mean, I think they are. I know Russell Wilson's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but I just, barely beating the Bengals and barely squeezing out the Steelers, who I think they should have lost that game too. So, but now they're going home and back home, and they're playing a breezeless Saints. So, who do you have this game, Preston?
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said about them being the worst 2-0 team. But playing at home, hopefully, I'm rooting for Teddy Bridgewater. I really am. Just because, that guy's gone through so much.
Yes.
But the 12th man is going to be too much for Teddy, who struggled last week. Granted, he had just came in and was playing against a really good Rams defense. Just didn't have time to throw the football. And really, the penalties were kind of insane against him. So, yeah, I still have Seattle winning. Let's say 24-22.
Weird score, but I like it. All right, Eric, who do you have?
I have the Seahawks winning, Eric. I think they're at home. The Saints are not going to be the same team without Drew Brees. I love Teddy Bridgewater for what he's been through. He did go through quite a lot. But I think it's going to be Seattle. I think they're going to pull this out. It's going to be close, but I think they're going to win. I'm going to have them going 24-21 Seattle.
All right. Gage, who do you have?
I agree with Eric Harrison on the score and on the prediction. I got the Seahawks winning 24-21. New Orleans is allowing 27.5 points per game, and Russell Wilson is just carrying the offensive load for Seattle. Who knows? Maybe the Saints might throw a curveball and put in Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill? Is that how you say his name? Taysom? But whatever. And a new look offense. So I think it'll be close, but I still got Seattle winning. Russell Wilson's going to beat Teddy Bridgewater or Hill, so.
Yeah, I have the Seahawks winning by a touchdown, 27-20. Right now, just without Drew Brees, Teddy Bridgewater didn't. Like Preston said, I agree with you what he said. I'm rooting for him, and but I just think because the Saints said they were going to try to run, trick it up on the Seahawks and try to run the two quarterback switches between Taysom Hill and Teddy Bridgewater. I hope it works out for them, but I think it's just going to be too predictable if I'm being honest, and I just think Seahawks, tough team to beat in Seattle. This is not looking good for the Saints right now. Hopefully they can do good because I don't have a problem with the Saints. I respect the hell out of Drew Brees and the team. And it kind of sucks because the Cowboys play them next week, and I was really looking forward to the Cowboys playing a healthy Saints team, but now we're gonna have to play Teddy Bridgewater. So
Yeah.
it kind of sucks. But yeah, I like Seattle in this game, 27-20. You know, credit that they played the Rams. He didn't play that good. He didn't throw a touchdown, but I'm rooting for him. So yeah, Seahawks 27-20. Who do you got, Zach?
Yeah, no, Seahawks playing at home, 24-17.
All right. Did everyone pick this game?
Yep.
Okay. All right, awesome. Next game, we have the Houston Texans at LA Chargers. Last year, this probably would have been a really, really good game, but I don't know about this year. What do you think, Eric?
I'm sorry, what was it?
Houston Texans at LA
What was the game? I can't hear.
Houston Texans
okay.
at LA Chargers.
Oh, man. Ooh. Can I wait one? I haven't thought about this one yet.
Yeah, for sure. Gage, you can start it off.
Or do you want me to spitball it?
Yeah, man. The Texans and the Chargers are similarly confusing AFC contenders. Both offenses look solid in the first week, but with Houston losing and Los Angeles winning. But they both look terrible in week 2, both of them. With Houston winning and Los Angeles losing. So it really just comes out who has a better quarterback. I like Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins better than Keenan Allen and Phillip Rivers. Even though it's at Los Angeles, it's going to be a close game. I got the Texans winning by a field goal, 20-17.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with the Chargers right now. I know they don't have Melvin Gordon, but Austin Eckler's been playing really good. I am concerned about the Texans O-line. I mean, you always are. And I think Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram are due to get pressure on Deshaun Watson and give him a tough game. Oh, man, this is a really tough one for me. It really is. I'm going to say that the Chargers bounce back at home. I think it'll be a close game regardless, but I think losing that game on the terrible game against the Lions I don't know. I was really shocked about that game. I think they're due to bounce back. The Texans kind of looks against the Jaguars.
No.
And I don't like the O-line. I think it's a bad matchup. I think it's a bad matchup for the Texans. And yeah, I just think that the Chargers are going to get a big win. I don't know why. I just feel it. Some reason I just feel it. So I'm going to say the Chargers get a big one here, 28-24. But yeah, that's just what I think. Who do you have, Preston?
Yeah, my Chargers with more kicking woes. So last week, it was two missed field I think it was 2 missed field goals, and then they had a fumble when they were in the red zone. So literally, that's 13 points off the board right there that they should have scored. And as far as the Texans go, I mean, I don't know.
It's hard.
Gage, it is a tough game, but I don't really agree with your reasoning as far as Deshaun Watson being the better quarterback. But
you're out with Derwin James, though. Derwin James is out, so I think they could get over the top with DeAndre Hopkins and Evan Fuller.
Derwin James has been out, though.
Derwin James has been out.
But their defense has looked terrible, though. Your defense has not looked that great.
Yeah, of course. Our defense has not looked good at all.
I just have that feeling, man.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. We always, in our home games are never really home games.
It'll be close.
They're not even home games, dude. There's going to be more Texans fans there than there are Chargers fans. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with the Texans.
You got Texans?
I got the Texans just because I just know that we always start off the year slow and then bounce back. Like the year we tied with 2 years ago, we started off 0-4 and then ended up tying with the Bills for the last playoff spot. That was the year that Nathan Peterman threw 5 picks against us in the first half and we destroyed them. But the Bills still got the bid into the playoffs because of that stupid divisional rule. Anyways, Houston in a close game, 24-23.
Okay. Eric, so do you have a decision now?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Chargers to win this game, Eric.
I'm loving this so much.
I think the Chargers are gonna win this game. I think the Texans they're a good team. They are, but they just lost to Jadeveon Clowney. I don't know how much that's gonna affect their defense, but it looks like J.J. Watt is already not doing that great this year. So, and the Chargers have a pretty decent line. So I think the Chargers are gonna win. I think it's gonna be super close. It's gonna be by field goal. But since the Chargers are at home, that's the only reason I'm putting them over the Texans. I have the Chargers winning 22-21.
All right, Zach.
Yeah, I hate to say it. Because I want the Texans to win, but I think the Chargers going to get it done at home. Like what y'all have been saying about the line being strong, and J.J. Watt isn't playing to his full capability right now. Just that father time's catching up with him, I think. But yeah, it's going to be. I'm going to go with 27-20.
Yeah, that
Wow,
would kind of hurt to say because the Texans are clearly playing the better football right now. But I don't know. I have that feeling, man. I just have that feeling they're going to bounce back at home for some reason. I just do. But yeah. Next game, we have the Sunday night game, the one that I hope gets switched with the Ravens and the Chiefs. Rams.
Eric, you forgot the Giants in Tampa Bay.
Oh, I wonder why I forgot that one.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just kidding. Daddy Daniel Jones is starting over Eli Manning. I'm taking the Giants, baby. Psych. I'm taking the Buccaneers. I'm taking the Buccaneers.
What?
I'm taking the Buccaneers. Daniel Jones is not ready to win.
Oh.
I'm sorry, he's not. He looked good in the preseason, but it's preseason. And the first drive against the Cowboys, he fumbled. So I have the Buccaneers. All Jameis Winston has to do is literally just not play like shit, and they win this game. Is that hard to ask, Jameis? Is that hard to ask? Is that hard to ask?
Shit all the time. So.
I sure hope not. This is going to be a boring game regardless. 2017 Bucks win. Who cares? I don't even care. Who do you have, Zach?
Wait a minute. Are you not hyped for Daniel Jones coming into the game?
Of course I'm hyped. Being
It's his first game.
Even as a Cowboys fan.
Jameis
Even as a Cowboys fan, I'm happy.
Winston.
I'm happy for the Giants. Like 3 years of Eli overdue. Congratulations. But
that guy. Anyways,
is hot garbage, dude. He is hot garbage.
no, yeah, it was due for but still, it's his first start. Like, come on, man, let's come back to reality. I am hyped though. I am hyped. Hey, if Daniel Jones goes in there and throws 4 touchdowns and they killed him, good for them. Good for them. They're still gonna lose to the Cowboys again, but I'm just saying, good for them.
No, they're not gonna be.
So who do you got, Zach?
I got the Bucks. I got O.J. Howard giving me a lot of points in fantasy. Finally, I think going up against that Giants secondary will be good things. Give good things to the Bucks. So I got the Bucks. I'm gonna go 24 to. I'll give 14. I'll give 2 touchdowns to the Giants offense.
And don't get all excited, Bucks fans. Y'all still suck, and Jameis Winston is a bum. All right, that's all I gotta say.
True.
All right, Eric, who do you have?
I got the Giants winning this game, Eric. The Giants have a pretty decent secondary. They didn't look that great against the Cowboys, obviously, or the last game they played. But they have talent on the defensive side.
Who?
Not a lot in the line anymore.
Defense?
They got Jabril Peppers in the safety. They got a couple of good corners. I can't remember their name off the top of my head.
Jabril
but
Peppers get burnt every week. I mean, yeah, what's his face?
I have the Giants winning this game. I think Saquon's going to go off this game. I think the Giants are going to win. They're going to win. I'm going to say 21-17.
Oh, you guys can't keep using this.
Maybe if Tampa Bay can score 17 points. I don't have faith in the Buccaneers.
Everyone had Giants over Bills because of Saquon. Everyone had Saquon this, Saquon that. He can't do it all by himself.
Yeah, right.
All right, Gage. So I'm guessing you have the Buccaneers.
Yes, of course. To explain my reasoning, we're fortunate the Buccaneers beat Carolina to win last week. but their defense did show newfound discipline, and Jameis Winston was actually kind of accurate for the most part. I still think he's hot garbage, but I think Bruce Arians is doing a good job at kind of masking his, how can I say it? He's just not good, Jameis Winston. I think that Tampa Bay is trending in the right direction, and I think since Daniel Jones is his first game, he won't have a spectacular game against the Buccaneers, I think. It's at Tampa Bay. I got the score 30-17, Tampa Bay winning.
Wow. My gosh.
I don't think the Giants secondary is trash, bro. Giants secondary is trash. So
Yeah, I don't know what Eric you're capping about. They have a talented secondary. I mean, DeAndre Baker, he's young, but at the end of the day, they got no. Jabril Peppers getting burnt every week. Like
yeah.
Realistically,
Mike Evans might have a good game this week. Actually, he has not been doing good for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, I hope so. Jeez, they haven't been throwing him the ball. All right, I'm sorry, Preston. I'm rambling on. Who do you got?
Saquon, run. Daniel Jones,
That's not going to work.
play action. Giants
not gonna work.
30-27.
Oh my gosh, dude. Hey,
No.
what? If Daniel Jones goes in there and kills it, I'm happy for y'all. Good for y'all.
I'm happy too. I got him in fantasy, so.
I hope you're not starting him this week.
No, I'm not sorry. I saw a Dak Prescott in Miami, so.
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry I skipped that game. Anyways, whatever. All right, next game we have the LA. This is the game, like I said, I hope it gets moved with the Baltimore and the Chiefs. LA Rams at Cleveland Browns. Sunday Night Football. Believeland, maybe, maybe not. Who do you have, Preston?
Well, I got my Baker shirt on. Look at this. It says King of Cleveland. Boom.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Woo! But the Rams are going to win. 30-20. Hopefully Baker gets things going. Hopefully they get Nick Chubb going. I think that's been the struggle is they haven't got Nick Chubb going. And so I got Rams winning 30-20.
Hey, all I got to say is the Rams are going to win this game pretty easily. Blowout 31-14. I've seen what the Browns have done defensively, and the first game of the season they played an offense that was pretty decent in the Titans, which I think underrated, but the Rams offense is elite. So I think this is going to be a pretty easy win, honestly, if you ask me. 31-14 Rams. Not much more to say. I picked them to beat the Saints. I didn't want them to win that way with Drew Brees going out, obviously. But,
Same.
the Rams, I think Rams are, the NFC favorites with the Cowboys up there too. So, I mean, the Rams, I have a lot of respect for the Rams. So, I mean, easy win, 31-14. Who do you have? Zach?
Yeah, no, I have the Rams 34-24. I think the Browns are going to score 24 in garbage time. So, 30-24.
All right, Gage?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. I got the Rams winning this game. I got pretty much the same score as Preston, 30-20. Cleveland's biggest problem in this game is that they're not going to be able to cover all the Los Angeles receivers. This offense is just getting warmed up. There's nothing really much else to say. I wish the Browns could play better, but they just have not looked good against the Jets or the Titans on the offensive side, even with Odell Beckham Jr. So that's my score. I got the Rams beating them at Cleveland, 30-20.
Baker, I love you, but you got to play better, man. You got to play better. All right. Eric, who do you have?
This is the only game I want to be wrong about. I have the Rams winning. I haven't seen it from the Browns this year, man. The first 2 weeks they've been looking god awful. Baker's playing bad football right now. The play calling looks atrocious. Nothing is working. The offense is not clicking. The defense is not playing with that same edge that they had last year. On paper, they're a good defense, but they're just not playing like they should. I have the Rams winning. I think Baker's going to throw 2 touchdowns and they're going to kick 2 field goals. So that'd be 20 points. And then I have the Rams scoring 3 times with 2 field goals. So like 26 or 27.
Okay.
So 27-20.
All right.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, and this brings us to the Monday Night Football game. I'll let Preston go ahead and do the honors and say it for us. Go ahead, Preston.
This is the AIDS game of the week. The Chicago Bears at the Washington Redskins.
That was good. That was
Okay,
actually really good.
so Washington has started off each game looking pretty good, but then teams have been able to adjust fairly quickly. I think Chicago will do the same, but the question is Trubisky going to be able to get going this game? Through 2 games, only 348 yards, hasn't even thrown a touchdown yet, hasn't thrown a pick. I keep on hearing all this talk about David Montgomery. They've only given him the ball 24 times through 2 games. I don't think he's overrated, but I think they need to give him the ball a lot more.
Mhm.
And get that going for them. I said that last week. They got him a little bit more involved, but still, they need to feed him. And AP, 10 carries for 25 yards last week. Oh, geez. I have him starting for fantasy this week over Joe Mixon. That's how bad my team is. This is a tricky game. I think the Redskins are due for a win, but at the same time, I think Trubisky is due to kind of start picking it up, and same with David Montgomery. But I'm going to trust my gut, go with the home team. I got Washington winning in a low-scoring game, 14-10.
Yeah, I don't know who said back there in the background that David Montgomery is overrated. He's definitely not overrated. Mike Nagy, whatever his freaking name is just a dumbass and decides not to run the ball with him and then force Trubisky to throw the ball. We all know he can't do that. Yeah, the Bears suck. I'm sorry. They should have lost against the Broncos. I'm still not on the Bears right now. I think the Bears are going to miss the playoffs. And, yeah, there's not much more to say about it. Their offense is terrible. They didn't score. I don't like Preston just said, haven't even thrown a touchdown yet. I think they've had 1 touchdown in like 8 quarters of football. Like, they're terrible. They're not good. And the Redskins have just played 2 good teams, the Eagles and the Cowboys, and they were 17 up on the Eagles, blew it. They started off really well against the Cowboys when the Cowboys pulled away. Yeah, Case Keenum versus Mitch Trubisky. That tells you right there, AIDS game of the week. Said it all about. But you know what? Fuck the Bears. They suck. Give me the Redskins. I have it 10-7.
Oh,
Golly.
wrong.
Who do you have, Gage?
I have the Bears winning this game, actually. Surprisingly, I'm not big on Mitchell Trubisky. This is my last time, I swear to God, if he fails me one more fucking time. But, no, I just got Chicago winning this game. I have them winning this game. It's a way better matchup than against Denver at Mile High. So, even though it's still an away game against Washington, Case Keenum, I'm not a big fan of Case Keenum, man. I think when the Bears beat him this week, 24-14, they'll be thinking to start Dwayne Haskins after this. So, that's why I got him. Bears winning 24-14.
You think the Bears are going to score 24 points?
Yes, I think Mitchell Trubisky will have a better game. I think it's due. I think Preston was right. I think he's due to have a better game.
Shoot, if they just run the ball with David Montgomery, they'd be a better team.
They could. They could do in this game. They could do in this game in the goal line.
They did it better last game. I'll give it to that. But, golly, the Bears look terrible, man. Jeez, and I don't know why people are hyping them up so much. Like, they're not good. They're just not good, man. Like, we know their defense is elite, but they're just not good, man. Like, all right, who do you have, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, to win this league, you gotta have a quarterback. Although, I mean, Case Keenum hasn't been playing well either, but I still think Redskins are gonna prevail in the end. 13-9. Bears don't score a touchdown.
Eric, who do you have, man?
I got the Redskins.
Hell yeah.
I think the Redskins, they played 2 solid teams. They were in it, which is more than I can say for the Bears. They got lucky in their win against Denver. And,
they should be 0-2.
they did not look very good against Green Bay. And I think the Redskins can definitely show that they're not just a shitty team. I think they'll definitely win this game, but I think it'll be close, just like the last 3 Bears games. I think it'll be low scoring, probably like 20 to 13, 2013.
All right, and then one more thing before we go. Preston, I think, honestly, if we think about it, we haven't called
my friends up
the
there.
Bears game
We would just make a
until
bonfire.
this week. But if you think about it, all 2 of their games have sucked. The Packers game on Thursday night was awful. That was probably Aiden's game of the week. And then we had freaking, what's it called? Them playing the Broncos, and that was an awful game too. So, hey man, this could be a really bad game too. So we'll see. But that's our picks this week. We
Y'all are
appreciate
completely
you.
welcome. So,
Joining
pretty
us. If you guys don't have anything else y'all want to say, go ahead. But if not, we'll see you guys next week. So, anything? No.
I told you guys.
All right, see you next week.
All right, peace out.